Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. So today I have Tash with me. You don't know her first ever video. No, so today we're doing a sit down kind of chat with us, talk with us, mukbang, however you want to call it. So today we're going to be kind of discussing some assumptions made about same-sex relationships. If you don't know, we've been together for a little while now. How long?
5.5 years.
5.5 years, which is a long time. And over the years, we've had many assumptions made about our relationship. And even if it's not assumptions made about our relationship, there are many assumptions about same-sex relationships. So today we're going to be talking about or discussing some of those assumptions. I have a list of assumptions on my phone. Some of these things don't relate to us, but there's still assumptions made, and I just thought it'd be quite fun to sit down and discuss some of those stereotypes or even opinions that people have about same-sex relationships. And of course, like if I haven't said before, we're going to just be doing this from a female perspective because that's what we relate to. Today we picked up some tutumu. So we've got
Oh, these are tofu things.
Yeah, these are the tofu things. So miso tofu. And also it is boiling and my voice is a bit croaky today. It's really hot. So we got some tofu miso.
The vegetable bowl.
And then a stir fry mixed veg and tofu. And then,
this is ramen inside here.
Yep, we've got some ramen.
Noodles.
And then in here we have some vegetable dumplings. So yeah, what are you going to start on first?
Mukbang. Oh, we also picked up some coffees. Chai ice latte.
Chai ice latte and just
oat milk.
and then I just got a ice latte with oat milk and caramel syrup.
Oh, it's got cake on the bottom, doesn't it?
This is so good. So Tash has already eaten a bowl. I'm going to start with these tofu miso bits.
Sounds so crispy.
ASMR. The first assumption that I'm going to read out is dating mask women because you wish you were straight. I guess the assumption is that the reason why you go for an opposite of like feminine, masculine, because you wish you were straight. That's clearly a misunderstanding of what sexuality is.
Because I think some same-sex like women relationships, there might not be one who's more masculine and one more feminine.
Yeah.
As well, so
Yeah.
it doesn't always.
I think usually, like, masculine energy tends to need a balance of feminine energy. So whether that be in a man or a woman, like for myself, like gender's never really been that important. For me, it's more about like energy, and that can be in a man or a woman. So I'm attracted to masculine energy, and Tash is more masculine.
I'm more attracted to feminine energy.
Yeah, so in our case, we're attracted to the opposites, whereas some people might be too feminine women or too masculine, but it's not about, for me anyway, it's not about gender. And the next assumption is that you hate men. You hate men?
No. Gay women aren't attracted to men, but doesn't mean that you hate men. It's just
You're not
who
attracted
you're
to them
not
sexually.
attracted to. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's just I'm not attracted to men sexually.
Yeah.
And doesn't mean I hate them.
And I feel like some of these assumptions come from a case by case, because there may be some gay women or there may be some women who hate men and don't date men because they hate them. I've definitely seen lesbians that hate men. So I feel like, again, it's case by case. It's not like a one size fits all.
Yeah.
So I feel like some of these assumptions come from, and some of these assumptions might be true for some people, but I know that definitely it isn't like a box cut for everyone. I don't hate men. I don't really label myself, but if I was to give myself a label, I'd probably be bi. So I think that in itself, and I feel like men play a role just as much as women.
Yeah.
But some women are not attracted to men, and that's okay. I know that might be hard for some men to understand.
Yeah. Or take.
Also, this is meant to be tofu and veg. There's no tofu. There's none. Give me my money back. Leading on from this question or this assumption, people also think that if you don't date men, that you've had some like negative experience, or that it's linked to trauma from men. So immediately people think daddy issues or something, or what did a man do to her for her to turn the other way? Mm-hmm. And again, it's case by case. Some women may have been scarred by men and have decided never to date a man again, but for me that isn't the case. Yeah, for me that isn't the case, and for you it's not because you've had a bad experience with a man, it's just that you've always known that that's not been your type.
Yeah.
Point blank, we don't hate men. Which one should we do next? The next one is...
People think that being gay or bi or whatever is a choice. I felt it from quite young. And I didn't quite understand it when I was younger, but as I got older, it made more sense to me. I felt like I could be myself.
I second that. I definitely don't think it's a choice. Well, I know it's not a choice because I know I didn't choose to find men attractive. I know I didn't choose to find women attractive. Of course, being in a same-sex relationship, that's a choice. Like being whoever your partner is, that's a choice. You make a choice every day, even in hetero relationships. But being attracted to a woman or being attracted to a man, that's the area that's not a choice. I guess that's where the confusion is. It's not that, oh yeah, two people being in a relationship together, of course it's a choice. Like, well, it should be a choice. If it's a consenting relationship, of course it's a choice. But being attracted to a gender, it isn't.
And you can't switch it on and off as well. It's like you can't flip it on for like a few months and then switch it off. It doesn't work like that.
That one leads into quite a few different ones, and I think even leads into some of the ones I've got here, and that is, it's just a phase. The switch on and switch off. And also another assumption, look at her ramen, our ramen. Another assumption is that if a woman is, this is one that you found, wasn't it? If a woman is married to a man, then it means that she's cured. Like, if you are someone who has dated men and women throughout your life, and then you get into a serious relationship, and that happens to be with a man, you get married, you have children, people think, oh, she was gay or she was bi in the past, but because she's married to a man now and has children, that she's no longer bi or no longer gay. And not that it really matters, because you're with that person and maybe you decide to be with that person for the rest of your life. But yeah, this idea that you can switch it on and off, or that it's a phase, or that it ends. And maybe some people might go through more of like experimental period where they experiment with their sexuality. Like, fine, I would say, yeah, through exploration, maybe you do go through phases of what you're into and what you're not. But this kind of ideology that same-sex relationships, or women being attracted to women, or girls, being attracted to other girls, men with men, that it's a phase.
Yeah, I think some people don't take it as seriously as well.
Yeah.
Because they think it's a phase.
Yeah. We'll sugar out of it. It's like, it's not emo phase. It's not bangs. It's not, oh, I want to dye my hair, because I definitely went through some phases, like, had every hair colour under the sun. And yeah, I don't dye my hair like that anymore. So you would say, okay, that's a phase, but yeah, you know, your connection and sexuality, I wouldn't say is the same thing.
And that leads on to another one, which is a trend. Within the past few years more so, there has been more exposure of the LGBTQIA, sorry, I don't know all the letters, community. Yeah, people are talking about it more and stuff, which is good, but also people have kind of like jumped on the bandwagon because it has been a bit more popular. And I'm not saying all, but some maybe aren't like gay or bi or whatever, and they just kind of like see it as a trend. And
it kind of sucks for people who are genuinely living our truths. It's like taking a culture, like, let's say for example, I know it's not the same as like music, or in terms of like trends and stuff, taking a particular genre of music and not really understanding like the culture behind it because it's hot right now. And I feel like that's done with not just music, it's done with the exploitation of how people really live. Even now when we watch series, we watch movies, it's like,
I was just about to say,
movies, there's a gay couple in every single movie, and it's not that we don't appreciate representation.
It's overdone though.
But it's overdone. And we don't need to see a woman with another woman have tongue down her throat every single time you switch on the TV. It's not necessary. I definitely agree that in the past, what would you say, like 5 to 10 years, there's been an increase in like overexposing sexuality in general, but like in particular same-sex relationships. I think more so with girls though, don't you find?
Yeah.
There seems to be like more gay girls being represented, which it's not that we don't want representation. It's just that you don't need to overdo it just to show that, oh, we're being inclusive. So maybe it's just about finding a balance of not overexposing, because then it can be looked at as pushing an agenda. And I definitely feel like that's where the topic of agenda comes in, because the material that you watch and the music you listen to, like whatever it is that you're exposed to, has some impact on the person watching. So maybe, if a young person is watching every single series where there's an overexposure of two girls in a relationship, maybe that young person might think, oh, is this the new norm? I don't know. I don't know. I don't know what the right or wrong answer is, but I do know that we are alive, we are here, and so we do need some representation.
I think it's good exposure for sure, and it's good exposure to show young people to be yourself. Everyone's different, but it just seems a bit forced nowadays with some series and movies. I think sometimes it is done well. Portrait of a Lady on Fire.
That's a good one. The next assumption is one man and one woman in the relationship. People have asked me, who's the man in the relationship or who's the woman in the relationship? And the answer is, we're both women.
There's stereotypes to men where men do DIY and certain things which are like more hands-on, which is actually what I enjoy more. That's just what my preference is. That's what I've always enjoyed.
We're both women. There's no confusion there. Tash fits more of like the masculine male position. So that's quite a quick one, and I feel like we kind of touched on that one before with like the feminine and masculine energy. The last assumption is that because you find women attractive, you find all women attractive.
It's the same as like hetero relationships. Like a woman who is straight doesn't find all men attractive. A man who is straight doesn't find all women attractive. So it's the same. Why would it be any different? I think women might get scared because it might be unfamiliar. If you say that you're not attracted to them, they're like, oh, would you be with me, or as a joke, and you say, oh no, like you're not my type, or I don't see you like that, then they get offended as well. So it's like you can't really win. I had a friend in the past, I guess when she found out that I was bi, she was like, oh, so do you like me? And my response was, no, we're just friends. And she was like, oh, why? Like, what's wrong with me? And I'm like, I feel like I'm being ambushed here, because if I said yes, then you'd be like, oh my goodness, you fancy me. But because I've said no, she's like, oh wait, what's wrong with me? And I find that funny. But on a more serious note, no. It's the same as like hetero. You don't find every single man with a pulse attractive. For me, that would mean that I find every single person on this planet attractive. Walking down the road like, oh, there, no, definitely not. It's about connection. It's about energy. It's like if you have a genuine connection with someone. But that's all of the assumptions that we've got time for today. Really hope you enjoyed this video. It's very different from what we usually do. But I do hope to do more videos where we're talking about ourselves a bit more and not just showing you guys hauls. And I feel like travel definitely taps into who we are, because we love to travel. I love hauls as well, so that does as well. I love to shop. Another stereotype. I just hope to do lots of different types of videos and allow this to just be an extension of whatever we choose. But if you enjoyed this video, please give it a big thumbs up. And if you haven't done already, then what do you need to do? Subscribe, and of course, we'll see you in the next video. Thank you so much for watching, guys. Bye. For Wenzel's, for our dessert, if we have an appetite after this, but knowing us, probably, most likely.